Hello, and welcome to Phonyville. This is Phonyville episode 4, recorded on November 7th, 2014. I'm your host, I'm your host, DJ.
You please make that any more obvious?
We've got a great show coming up, totally packed with news, discussion, your very own communiques, and various other podcasting cliches. Don't try this at home, because, we don't.
So let's get started.
First up, we've got some news. Actually, Treble has some news.
Okay, first of all, I beat EQD. The thick unicorn horns are made of candy. That should be put up on our website. I don't know. Well, today, November 7th.
The episode where we talked about it.
Yeah. But before I was going to be putting it up, I was surfing around on EQD, and lo and behold, they posted the same exact fic.
Lo and behold.
Yes.
You can't just have behold or lo. This is lo and behold worthy. Both. All in one. It's a package.
They managed to squeak it out at the very last, very last few hours.
Yeah, really.
Right before our thing came out. Otherwise.
That's true. Yeah,
so,
we could have been famous. We could have had it all. Okay.
Possibilities. Sorry. Anywho.
This is why nobody listens to our music. Coming soon to a dumpster near you. Everything we've ever made.
Anywho.
More news. Yeah. There's no segue between
there's no
EQD
segue.
and...
That's why you say segue. Because in of itself it becomes a segue.
No, let's try this. There are a lot of haters out there, people who don't like the fact that EQD beat us to, our last news item that could have made us famous. And so, if they're the haters, then I guess we're the Hades. Oh, speaking of Hades, let's talk about the Underworld.
Fine, I'll accept it. Octavia in the Underworld's cello demo.
Did you catch how smooth that segue was, though?
Anywho, I mentioned this last podcast, I think, but I hadn't played it then. I've now played it, a little bit of it. I'm kind of stuck in, the first puzzle.
Somebody didn't play enough Lego games growing up.
It's a point-and-click adventure. It's also a horror. You probably wouldn't find that scary, but seeing as I don't have a stomach for anything horror, it doesn't help.
This guy has a stomach for tacos.
Yes.
That's
and
just
cupcakes.
the nerd thing.
Speaking of cupcakes.
Did you even finish cupcakes?
No, I didn't. Okay.
You threw it away and then you prayed a lot, right?
Yeah, speaking of horror and cupcakes, they're
Holy water.
creepypasta. DJ was like, hey, you've never heard of cupcakes? And I was like, no, never heard of it. He's like, oh, you should know what cupcakes is. So then I looked it up, and then I read it.
I love how this impacted you enough that you've talked about it 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, because anyone who started cupcakes has impacted for them to talk about it 2 weeks in a row. Some people are messed up.
Would you like some sprinkles on that cupcake? In case you don't know, Sergeant Sprinkles is the... Okay, never mind. Let's do some more news. Winter Bells, the Almost radio show, directed by the mighty Joe Highlord, or the Joe Mighty Lord. Slave driver. That's what he is. Over at Forever Freest, Trotter and I have been working hard on some music and VA parts for this project, and I gotta say, the whole thing is starting to really look fantastic. To be honest, Joe's doing a fabulous job pulling all of this together. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't have all that much news about it right now, just because everything is on the assembly line, but be watching for it. We'll have more news as more news comes out. You're going to want to hear this. Our next section is called Fan Fiction, and as usual, Treble's kind of excited.
Yes, I'm very excited. Rodinga, again, I think it was the last podcast that you mentioned his story, Temporal Manipulations of a Victorious Timekeeper.
The best.
And so I read it. I read all of his stuff in a week. And,
Of course you did.
You know what? I missed it. I messed up. I'm sorry, everyone. I had done math. For about an hour, figuring how much his writing would be if it was gold, because I was going to make the comment, his writing is pure gold. Oh, by the way, his writing would be worth something like, I think it's something like $700 in gold. But I forgot my notebook with all my math in it.
Wait, how do you calculate this again?
Well, you calculate how much the ink weighs on a normal handwritten piece of paper. Well, you do that many, many, many different times because the averages can be different for each letter.
Wow.
And then you kind of just cross-reference it with how much the gold weighs.
Give me an N. Give me an E. Give me an R. Although, considering I have a DVD set of Star Trek, like, right next to me, I'm not sure I can call him a nerd.
What is this again? The full series of the cartoon Wolverine and the X-Men?
Hey, that's an awesome series. And if you haven't watched it, you need to get saved. You need to accept our Lord and Savior, Patrick Stewart. Well, he's not in it. Let's just say Charles Xavier. And, yeah, it's an awesome cartoon.
You know what's an awesome cartoon?
What's an awesome cartoon?
The Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That cartoon would be amazing just with the single episode, The Ultimate Deadpool.
The Ultimate Deadpool. I was going to say that in unison with you. Let's try that one more time. The Ultimate Deadpool. Good heavens, and welcome to Spideyville.
That's a tangent.
No, that's our new show. Forget ponies. We're talking about Ultimate Spider-Man. We're talking about X-Men.
Back on Rodinga's stuff. Oh, that's fantastic. Every single one of his...
Everything he's ever written.
Yeah, all 5.
It's only 5?
Yeah, only 5.
What is it? Winning in Las Pegasus?
Oh, gosh. That one was hysterical.
The Discordian Detective Agency?
The Discordian Detective Agency, which was probably my favorite out of everything he's written.
It was amazing. It was awesome. It was also completed. I have a thing for completed fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let's just say from that now, Time Turner and his reset ability is basically headcanon for me now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Doctor Who's is an entirely separate character.
Absolutely.
Time Turner is his own now.
I like Time Turner better, to be honest.
Yes. And that would make more sense because Time Turner ends up with Ditzy. Wait, no. He ends up with both. Three of them.
Yeah.
Carrot Top, Cloud Kicker, and or
everybody ends up with Cloud Kicker.
Lucky Catch. But they're all in different stories. So
yeah. We're gonna say it's wobbly, and we're gonna say it's wibbly, and we're gonna say
it's timey-wimey.
Yeah. Although, given the ratio of marriage to stallions in Equestria, I almost feel like polygamy should be legal. Was that an extreme thing to say on this podcast?
I don't know, because it's a 4-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, so. I'm just saying, from a mathematical standpoint, it makes sense. So,
and also, well...
My little Mormon. Oh my gosh. Not to offend any of our Mormon listeners, our thousands of Mormon listeners. Why don't you talk about it?
I was going to say something off of that.
You were going to make a better pun.
Oh, no, I was going to say, going off of the ratio, I mean, not a lot of people...
Oh, ratio Paul. I knew him. I'm sorry.
Oh, my.
That's Shakespeare.
If you look at there's not even a lot of couples, anyway, in the series. There's 2.
There's Shining and
Cadence, and there's the Cakes.
And there's the Cakes. And you think Celestia would have a hubby, somewhere along the line,
Well, yeah, but she's also,
immortal?
As old as the Earth.
Well,
as old as the sun.
So Discord is really her only option.
Hey, the season 4 finale.
Hey, fanfic.
You know what happened in the finale.
Yeah. Fanfic, headcanon. Lots and lots of headcanon. Wow, we've kind of,
deviated.
We've DJ-viated, and now we're beating a dead horse. Oh, 2 puns at once. I'm better than Yakko Warner with paddle balls, if you get that reference. Most people won't.
No.
It's fine. No. It's fine. Hey, you actually have more fics to talk about. We've barely scratched the surface. of the glass that is... Although we'll probably have to pay to revarnish that glass now that we've scratched it.
Next one is Last of the Dragon Lords.
Of the Dragon Lords.
By Fluttershy20.
Fluttershy20. Sorry, I thought you needed a hype man.
Okay. Now, I'm only halfway through this, but it's really good so far. So, I'm gonna recommend it from early on. So if it turns out to be a flop, well, I'm sorry if it turns out to be a flop, because it's a really, really good premise. But don't hold me accountable.
You know,
Anywho.
because he's usually held accountable for stuff that he reads and then talks about out loud.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
obviously his fault if it sucks.
Well, because I'm recommending it. I don't
Okay.
know, because I haven't read the others. So
Fair
I'm not
enough.
saying... I'm not recommending anything beyond Chapter 5.
Read the chapter 5 and then stop. You see
And
those
wait
traffic
for-
cones? He put traffic cones at chapter 5. No lifeguard on duty.
Anywho, the premise of the story is that from Season 1, Episode 2, we saw that she stared down that dragon.
No, season 1, episode 2 was... Oh, I think... Okay, if you're counting the
Okay.
pilot as one episode. But it was a two-parter.
Yes, I'm counting the pilot as... Sorry.
Okay, so episode 3, I
It's
believe...
the
is-
same episode's arc, let's
okay,
put it that
was
way.
that Dragon Shy?
Yes.
Was that episode 3? And then came Applebuck season?
Yes.
Okay.
She stared the dragon
Yeah.
down and made him move.
But that rainbow one kicked me.
A dragon attacks Phonyville, and so everyone's frantic, running amok. I do not think Twilight is a princess at this point. Otherwise, that shouldn't have been too much of a problem. But anywho, it was...
Otherwise, she could have just, Sulu, fire phasers.
Or
Sulu
they could have
fires
just
the
hit him
phasers,
with a
doesn't he?
rainbow.
Yeah.
Also,
Hey, rainbow.
The season finale, after they get their crystal library, their crystal tree.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Anywho, they're singing and whatnot, and all 6 of them step in the middle of the... What are we calling it? The round stable now?
I'm calling it the round stable.
Yes, let's go with that. The round stable. They step there, and a rainbow emits from the top of from the center through a tree.
Rainbow.
Which zooms all across Equestria. Anywho, I'm thinking now that it's basically the Elements of Harmony where they can shoot a rainbow now. Because that would be an awesome
So you think
weapon.
they can just snipe people with rainbows from their castle?
Yes. Well, it wouldn't be a snipe as much as it would be a nuclear... nuclear strike.
A rain bomb.
A rain bomb.
Sonic rain bomb. How many more rain boom puns can we make? Wow.
Anywho, the dragon attacks, everyone freaks out, Fluttershy tries to stare down the dragon again. The dragon burns her alive.
Ooh!
She's dead.
Ooh!
It's fun.
That's harsh.
And everyone else just kind of freaks out and whatnot. Twilight's,
Fluttershy is a Rice Krispie.
Twilight's basically...
Crackle and pop. It's terrible.
Twilight's lying somewhere unconscious. She got hit by his tail or something.
Of course she did.
Anywho,
Clumsy.
he turns around back to the other people, and then Fluttershy stands up. Her ashes just kind of build back into her, and she kind of just basically insta-heals.
Whoa, look up.
Back into
We
Fluttershy.
dealing with the Pegasus over here.
And the dragon's like, what is this? You're dead. I don't understand this. Twitch then, she stares him down again. He breathes fire on her, to which it completely passes around her. And then she speaks in some old language that no one can understand. The dragon recognizes it, though, and he flies away really, really quickly.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
In a land of myth and a time of magic, the destiny of a great kingdom rests on the shoulders of a young boy. His name?
Merlin.
Shink. But seriously, though, don't you think this is vaguely Merlin-esque?
Yeah.
Just how she speaks in this ancient language to a dragon, which then flies
Yes.
away. Yeah?
And so
Little
now
bit-
she becomes now a dragon lord, and she has to figure out who she is, and what she's supposed to be doing.
And
So-
avenge her father.
It's an adventure fic. And that was really long. That was a really long explanation.
Yeah, kind of was.
Moving on to the next
You still
one.
have, we still have more. Welcome to Fanficville.
The ultimate power is finally mine. by Fought Dragon 01, which is ironic.
Ooh, you told me about this earlier in the week.
Yes.
And I, like a great citizen and great friend, neglected to look it up.
Yes. Anywho, it's with Aoi Zodol and Daring Do.
Ooh. I wrote a Daring Do fic one time. Well, 5 chapters of one that was awful. Does that count?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wait, was it published?
It was, yeah.
It was published, then it counts.
Okay. It counts. Hey.
Anywho, Aoi Zodol wins. Daring Do's, like, tied down or whatnot. Being lowered into a vat of piranhas.
Of course.
And I remember the name of them now. Aoi Zodol has the 2 swords, the galactic armaments, which is, well, the story starts off with this really huge structure, mountain-sized structure, coming up out of the ground. And they're on top of it and whatnot, and he's raising it to be his palace or whatnot because he finally wins. He has the 2 most powerful weapons
Yeah.
in the galaxy. Said to have been welled by the royal sister's father. So, he now has these
What if
super powerful...
Discord is their father?
That would be...
Somebody get on that. That is the next great
gosh.
fanfic.
Oh, gosh.
What if
The
Discord...
problem is that would work.
What is
because
if
you
Discord...
don't know how old any of them are.
He's Chaos. What if he's the All-Father? Not in an Odin way, just in a pony way. And he is the one who... not, like, metaphorically. Like, he produced, like, the 2 sisters, you know? Like, not in, like a way, but in, like, a... like, made them kind of... like, you know how, like, Athena is, like, springs out of Zeus's head? Like, one of those things, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you say... Oh, never mind. I thought you said Lena.
What if he, like, makes... What if, and then... What if Discord made... What if...
Dude, you don't like as... You know, as
and
the,
such.
Like, what?
and such. What if Discord... Bear with me. What if Discord formed the world from chaos, and then he used the leftover parts to form for himself a physical body? So he formed harmony, right, out of chaos, and he made himself from the remaining chaos so that there wouldn't be any left but him. And so that's why he has to be chaos, and that's why he has to be chaotic. What if it was his plan the whole time to get frozen in stone so that the world could be in harmony?
That is a terrible plan. Seeing as he's the spirit of chaos, he has to be chaos.
Yeah. Like, as he's forming the world, he creates these 2 beings who are going to be the only ones powerful enough to lock him away so that he doesn't destroy the world he's created.
Oh, so you're saying that he was kind of there with only chaos energy.
Yes. And then he forms himself from the remnants of chaos.
Himself. That was the only resource available to him.
Right. So he forms himself from the remnants of chaos, which is why he looks like he does.
This needs to be a fan fiction.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm shouting out to any fan fiction writers because
I'm too
we're
lazy
not
to
that
write
good.
this.
Well,
I will write an awesome description for this story. It will get everyone hooked, and I will... The first chapter will just be 1,000 words of me going, so I'm totally gonna write this, and it's gonna be great, and this is going to be my next great project. You know, like a billion other writers have awesome ideas and then never do anything with them.
We've spent too long on this. Oh, gosh. We've spent way too long on this as it is.
It's true.
Anywho, speaking of the Royal Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
On that super long tangent. Aoi Zodol was on top of Crystal after being Daring Do. That.
Bleh.
Is laughing maniacally to be interrupted by none other than the Royal Sisters. And it's a comedy. I recommend it. It's really good.
That's pretty great. On one last note on the fan fiction thing, which is gone for... like I said, welcome to Fanficville.
I'm pretty sure it's been 20 minutes.
No.
Maybe after editing.
Editing, schmediting. Yeah.
15 minutes.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something. Okay, on one last note on fan fiction before we move on to music, which is your treble shines. Yeah, quick note on Midnight Shadow. If you've never heard of Midnight Shadow, shame on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
I joined the fandom like 2 months ago. Am I supposed to know everything?
He doesn't... Treble, you don't know Midnight Shadow.
No, I don't.
Oh my god. Midnight Shadow is like the foremost person in the world.
Okay.
I may be exaggerating.
I would say
he's
so.
a UK writer who's he does a lot of stuff over at EQD, mostly like fanficky things, and he's
so he's with EQD.
Yeah, he's pretty much with EQD, and he's horse famous. He's got. I want to talk about a few of his things. Midnight Shadow is kind of moody, and he tends to have stuff going on in his life, which prevents him from writing. When he does write, he's brilliant, and then there'll just be these long hiatuses, where he doesn't say anything. There's no word from Midnight, and then he posts a blog post about something going on in his life that is preventing him from writing, and then sometime later he comes out with something brilliant, and that's just the way it works, and that's the way it really always has. But right now he's working on, I believe he's not yet completed his story, King of Diamonds, which is a sequel to his story, one of my all-time favorites, The Ambassador's Son, which is about a young pony who becomes a dragon because he's adopted by this dragon, and it's pretty awesome.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's about you sir.
Unless there's something about dragon magic that I don't know.
Yeah, you
Which
sir.
there's a lot about dragon magic I don't know.
You need to hear the testimony of Midnight Shadow and receive his word.
Okay.
And you too will be a raving Midnight Shadow fan, just like all of you should be, lovely listeners. And go give Midnight Shadow some love. Mostly because I really want him to finish King of Diamonds. Moving on to music.
Okay.
Music. That doesn't make any sense at all.
First one, I have a follow-up on last podcast's Artist of the Day.
Of course you do.
Which, that was Soundspark, if you remember me talking about him. Actually, the day that we recorded that episode, he came out with his EP, and I didn't realize it. So, his Equestria EP is out, and it's really, really good. Moving on to the new Artist of the Day, we have Silvernote. I think his largest video has 4,000 views. So he's, more than us. But, but significantly unknown. Most people don't know who he is. His, first huge song was Sonic Rain Boom.
Which is amazing.
Which was fantastic.
Which is incredible.
It was awesome. He's come out with... actually, I think Follow Your Heart or something, or Inside Our Hearts, something like that. It's a Vinyl Octavia song.
Of course it is.
So it's
That's
awesome.
why you're raving about it.
Yes. I think that was released before, but his new one is Imbalance. It was for Nightmare Night. All of this stuff is awesome.
I guess all of this is to say give Silvernote some love.
Yes.
As well. Give Midnight Shadow more love. But also give Silvernote love.
Also, if you could give us love, that would be fantastic, because we have no viewers.
We would like some love. Don't say that out loud.
Oh.
We have
an undisclosed amount of viewers. Ranging in between 0 and 0.25.
0.25 of an unknown power of 10. Let's make this realistic. Oh.
Okay. Moving on. What I've been listening to this week is, a lot of Prince Whateverer. Is that
classic Whateverer? Prince Whateverer.
That's how you say it.
He's been with the fandom for I don't know how long.
It's
I started listening to his stuff probably back in 2011. I heard Rainbow Thrash, which made the top 100 list of on Everfree in 2011, and then from then on I've heard his other stuff, and just fantastic. Really, what I would just call a good old rock musician.
Oh, it's fantastic. Constellations is by far is probably my favorite song.
You've said this about 3 times in the last week about different songs.
Yes, because it's amazing. Wait. Oh. I just looked down the list next. Never mind, it's my second favorite song.
You see how fast this happens?
Of this week is Wave Hello by Feather.
I was going to ask if it was by Feather.
Yes, it's by Feather. Because
she's
insanely talented.
News update. Treble has a crush on Feather.
No, I don't.
He says. The alleged... He can make anything sound shady by putting alleged in front of it. His alleged apathy towards Feather.
No, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the fact that it's a Luna song. It's chill. I guess you would call it a sideshow more, maybe?
Yeah, I probably would.
Because it's not necessarily chill step.
You call everything chill step.
Yes. No, I don't.
That's because you only listen to chill stuff.
And just to disprove that, the next song is Aftermath's trap remix of Joph the Loaf featuring Feathers, The Hardest Thing.
And what genre is that?
Well, the original is acoustic. This one is trap, and it's amazing. Now,
You can't see his hand shaking. He's making this Magneto gesture like, I'm lifting all the metal in the room right now with my hands because I'm so excited.
If you don't like trap or heavy stuff, probably not the best, but it's amazing. Oh, it's
He's wobbling now.
know.
He's
Yes,
wobbling like a southern preacher who's hooping. That's what he's doing right now. Visibly moved. That's usually what we call it in this industry, whatever this industry is.
I've been listening to other things, like Electrocaplosion. His stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What's the other dude?
I don't know. I've been listening to the classics, man. I gotta be honest. I've been thinking about some of my favorite artists. Well, our favorite artists. By our, I mean everyone. Bronies in general. Everybody knows Mike the Microphone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think? Have you heard much of his songs? His more recent songs, which really he doesn't come out with things very often anymore. So more recent really just means whatever the last thing he did of the Trixie song. What do you think about him singing? Do you think he should stick to rap, or do you think he should sing? Because I've heard from both sides of the table. I've heard people saying that he should stick to rap, either because it's what he originally did or because it's what he's best at. And I hear people saying, "Oh, I love it when Mike sings. He has a great voice." So what do you think? Have you heard?
He has a better voice than I do, so sure he can sing.
I'm not asking if he can sing. I'm just saying, do you think he should?
Yes, but it should be directly related to the amount of dramatic readings he comes out with. Too.
Okay.
Because
fair enough.
I like his dramatic readings much more.
He's the best. Well, he does awesome dramatic readings. In fact, it was his dramatic reading of My Little Dashie that really got me to be a hardcore Mike the Mike fan. And then his dramatic readings of stuff like But the Kitchen Sink. Oh my word. Wow. That just convinced me that he could do things with his voice that just had me in tears and stitches, and much like that bike accident when I was 6. I'm not saying Mike pushed me down a hill, but mentally, that's what he does to me when he does dramatic readings. Yes. I'm not going to say roller coaster ride again.
Because we keep using that too much.
Yeah, it's really more like being pushed down the hill on a bike when you're 6 years old.
Ending in a crash, giving you scrapes and stitches.
Yeah. Being pushed down the hill by a Shane Dawson lookalike with a crustache, who's somehow good looking. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but there you go, Mike. I said it. I think I meant that to be a compliment.
Okay, continue on with music. I just remembered, I've been binge listening to Wooden Toaster.
Oh my gosh. I love Wooden
especially
Toaster.
His new stuff.
New stuff?
Yeah.
He comes. He says he has an idea for stuff, and then 3 years later he comes out with something. So what did he come out with this time?
No. Nothing. Not as new. His most recent. Let's put it that way, because it's not new.
He's not like Living Tombstone. New song every day. Wooden Toaster. Not so much.
Anyway, stuff like Heartmender, Building Worlds. Tough Luck, I think, was one of them. Oh, they're so good. And I have absolutely no idea how he does the vocal filter. I need to figure that out.
It's a Wooden Toaster staple. I mean, you know it's Wooden Toaster because you hear that synthy vocoded voice. I think maybe he puts a synth instrument underneath it, something hard, some kind of. I'm not even going to venture a guess as to what packs or plugins he based it on. It's incredible. It's Wooden Toaster.
He's basically the Daft Punk of brownies.
He's amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah. Moving on to miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
This thing I'm holding in my hand is a Rainbow Dash Fizzy Cherry Splash flavored drink.
Yeah. I've been drinking these a lot. I gave him one, which he got super hyper about.
Yes, I had no idea they existed.
Yeah. You could drink Rainbow Dash juice in a can.
There's no caffeine, though.
I'm not saying Rainbow Factory. I'm just saying...
I'm saying it right now, Rainbow Factory.
Speaking of Wooden Toaster...
There's no caffeine, which you would think would be a normal part of...
Yet your hand is shaking, sir.
...diet. Yes. There's not a lot of sugar in it, either. And there's 0% juice, and I am twitching, and I have no idea why I'm twitching.
It's just made of rainbows. You shouldn't ask.
Really?
Yeah,
That's impressive.
that's rainbow juice right there. See Rainbow Dash on the front? She's flying. She's trying to get away. That's what that picture is. It's the picture they took of her before they caught her and ground her into rainbow
No, this
juice.
is worse than cupcakes.
Will you ever drink this again? Yes, because it tastes amazing.
Yes.
Let's move into missives. Fan mail. Okay, not a lot of fan mail this week. In fact, not a lot of fan mail this week. My 2 roommates this week, because I was gone at a place, heard our podcast and said, "Hey, I think it's weird. I'll probably listen to this for what it's worth. Thanks, guys." Other than that, nobody loves us. Really, send us fan mail. We need fan mail.
It can be fan mail about anything.
Doesn't even have to be fan mail. You can hate us.
If you want us to talk about something on the show, send us an email. We'll probably talk about it on the show. We don't get a lot.
You're not supposed to say that.
I'm not saying specific numbers, but it's a number in between 0 and 0.25.
I have a number of a multiple of an exponent of 10. We've established that.
Okay. Moving on, straight from the horse's mouth, the pony quote of the week. But the first one that we have is from Rodinga, his series with Time Turner.
Yeah, probably the most famous line you're going to hear in the series.
Is reset.
Probably the most famous line you're going to hear in the series.
Is reset.
Probably the most famous line you're going to hear in the series.
Is
That was fun. The second one, well, you had to be there, so we're going to put the picture in the video on the YouTube video if you watch it.
okay. To explain this a little bit further, as Time Turner's name indicates, he can turn time, but he can only turn time 42 seconds into the past. By saying the word reset, he could also say back up, I guess.
Which is, but that's a different amount of time. When
Okay.
he can back up a certain amount of seconds, but then 42 is his max. That's reset.
Okay. So he would like be in a chase with somebody. He'd turn down an alley and there's no way out of the alley and he's trapped. So then he would say reset, go back 42 seconds to the past and not turn down that alley. Things like that. He also uses it to cheat at
It's
poker.
true. Obviously, the better use.
It was a brilliant fic, though, when he
Amazing.
lost Pegasus. Anywho, the second quote we have, I'm not even going to say the quote because... Wait, actually, yes, I can, because video editing. The power of video.
With new amazing video editing technology, you too can experience the power of video editing in your own podcast. Trying to make it sound like an 80s instructional video.
Anyway, the second one I have is from a picture I found.
It's an amazing picture.
The fun has been bubbled!
Has been bubbled. And you get to see this incredibly cute picture of Luna covered in bubble wrap. It is fantastic. So watch the video on YouTube just for that one part when we put in the picture, and it's going to be so cute.
It's brilliant.
It's
Utterly
cute.
brilliant.
It's adorable.
Yes.
Okay, we've been talking about almost long enough. Not quite. But first, you guys apparently need a refresher on how to get in touch with us, how to contact us. So here comes...
The rundown. The rundown. The rundown. The rundown. The rundown. The rundown.
Well, hey there, listeners. You know you listen to the Phonyville podcast on the podcast network of podcasts. Yeah. Anyway, if you like what you hear, then get in touch. Don't be shy. Our email address is phonyville@gmail.com. Rewind and listen to that again. No need. I'll say it again. Phonyville@gmail.com. Our website is phonyville.blogspot.com. Hit us up. Listen to the episodes. Let them roll over you like a tidal wave of ponies and nice things. Ooh, yeah.
And with that, we come to the end of our show.
There's pretty much no place to go but out.
We're closing up here.
Take the door on your left, and you'll end up with a racist Fluttershy in an abandoned zebra farm on Norway.
Take the door on the right, and you'll end up dorming with adorable Hodor in Mordor.
Hodor. It's entirely Hodor that Hodor.
Good luck.
Pax Phoboscum?
Do the thing.
Surely want to see. Oh, there's no one who could be, no one who can stop me. I'm just so good at my craft. And if anyone's in questions, I'll stand my hoof and an open invitation to try our skills in a battle or two. I've got you right in my sights. It's just magic against magic. I'll prove your talents, then you'll meet your maker tonight. Oh, I know you have to fold your cards, 'cause I've got the better hand. So give me circumstance, you've got no chance. Whoa, yeah.
You ruled this town, one trick pony for far too long. Let's question what's fair, just rule it with common sense. Oh, you're not even worthy. Don't get me started on the imperfections you played. From the moment I first met you, it wasn't competition, only a question of whether or not you would find the courage to finally stand up and fight. It's just magic against magic. Prove you're talented. Gonna beat you tonight, and I know you'll have to fold your cards, 'cause I've got the better hand. So given your circumstance, you've got no chance.
You've got no chance.
Back next time to fight this grudge inside. Oh, there's no respect in losing a fight, only shame that's hard to fight. Like magic against magic, it seems to clash, and yeah, you fight with all your might. Oh, I know you have to fold your cards, 'cause I've got the better hand. Oh, in the circumstance, watch out, 'cause I will be back home. Given the circumstance, you've got no chance. So I'll see you on the other side. Given the circumstance, you've got no chance.
When you've bungled all your bangles and your loved ones have been mangled, listen to the jingle jangle of my gypsy tambourine. 'Cause these chords are hypnotizing and the whole world's harmonizing. So please, children, stop your crying and just sing along with me.
I'm so stopping this now.